Hi, everyone. Michelle here from Scrappy Soul Sister. Thank you for joining me today. I am working on a layout for my creative scrapbook. Now, this is the November limited edition kit, and I am trying to decide what I'm going to do. So, I have this paper I know I'm going to use as my base. I can't decide if it is value add to cut these out and layer on top. You know, I love to layer a bit, so I might do that. I'm just like looking at it and wondering how easy it will be to cut out. And then I am scrapbooking these pictures from a recent trip to the Redwoods. And so here is one of the, I think this is Avenue of the Giants. Those trees are just so huge. Here is Delilah on a stump, and I don't think I even was captured in this picture how wide that stump is. It's just huge. And then here's Pete way down here in the little corner with Delilah, just to show you how huge that tree is. Oh my gosh, it's just crazy how big the trees were. And so I'm going to use those. I'm thinking I might do some mixed media with paint. And so I pulled out my picket fence, speckled egg, peeled paint, frayed burlap, and tarnished brass. Tarnished brass. Okay, I can say it. And so I'm thinking about using those. And then I pulled out some words. And depending on how this goes, I might just do a longer title down here with a little collection of words. And so that's kind of where I'm going. So let's see how this all works out. So I am going to start with some white gesso. And so I'm not going to totally cover. I'm just going to keep it up in the top half, just using my brayer to help give it kind of a feathered, softer look. And so I haven't used my brayer for this for a while. I've forgotten how much I like the effect. So I'm going to have to do this a little bit more often. And so I go ahead and let that dry. And then I'm going to come back in with my paints. Oh, and before I do that, I did decide to go ahead and cut out these trees, and so I'm just using my recoil Tim Holtz scissors for this. I just got these a little bit ago from my little scrapbook store, and they work really well. So with the miracles of technology, I've cut out, like I said, a lot of that out. I have my photos here. Now I've backed them with the text paper. I really like the text paper for matting. It gives you, a line of text above and below that just adds a little bit more to your layout. And here are my paints. So I'm using speckled egg, peeled paint, and burlap are the ones that I'm going to use primarily. I am going to use my brayer for this as well, and I'm going to start with that peeled paint. And again, I'm using my brayer for this, and really just want that paint stroke feathered look at the top and the bottom. And here is my frayed burlap. And then I'm going to go ahead and uh, apply some water flicks because just like all the other distress products, paint reacts really well to water. And so you'll see those splotches that I just created by blotting up that water. And so I do want to add a just a little bit more paint. Now, keep in mind when you're doing paint, mine is still just a little bit tacky, so it's not going to completely cover. It's going to blend a little bit. But if you do let the paint dry all the way, or the more dry it gets, the more likely you are just to cover the layer below. And because of that, I'm going to let this dry. I do want to add some more mixed media. I am going to ink edges of the things that I do edge with scorched timber. And I decide to come back in with some more color. I'm going to use my scorched timber distress ink for this. And so I'm just going to take it through this stencil just to create a little bit of darkness since there's a lot of light going on. And so I did previously mark where my photos are going to be. So I primarily try to stay above and below those lines. And so there is that. I am also going to add a bit of texture paste. And so I'm using this Tim Holtz stencil for that. It's kind of like a piece of burlap. And again, I'm sticking above and below. Now, I want to add a bit more color, and so I am using these are palettes I made with my Distress crayons. And so I have my swatches above and my inks below, or my watercolor below. I'm using just the colors that are a little bit darker or a little bit lighter than the peeled paint and the um, burlap that I had used for frayed burlap. And then I am using, I believe, a bit of peacock feathers in the blue tumbled uh, uh, speckled egg section. And so going to just paint these on. I'm just using a water brush to do this. Sorry about my hair. You're catching a little bit of hair as I do this. I tend to wear it like on a pineapple on top of my head when I'm crafting. And so every once in a while I'll pop in there. I want to add just a little bit more depth and interest. And so I'm using some Lindy's Magicals. I believe it's caramel. I don't remember what the other two colors are, but I bought them in a boho set. And so if you are interested in these, then check out that boho set from Lindy Magicals. And so I am just intensifying some of that color. I believe this one is the sage. It does have a bit of blue in it as well. And then I think the other one might be fairy lights that I'm going to use over there to the left. So, and here is where we're at so far. So I'm taking a look, seeing if that is kind of what I had in mind, and that is looking good. So I'm just going to add a few splatters with scorched timber, and then this mixed media portion will be complete. So I'm going to let that dry, and then I am going to go ahead and lift my photo on some foam. And when I use foam, particularly with a mixed media background, I'm going to apply some uh, uh, use a tape runner on it as well as liquid adhesive. And so that tape runner will keep it stuck there momentarily to give the glue time to dry. So here is my little tree section, and same, I'm going to use my tape gun as well as liquid adhesive. Go ahead and get that on there, and I am going to use some of the flowers that came in the kit. And so this is my last layout. And so the flowers that I had left didn't quite match the layout. And so I am just coloring them. That first purple one was a um, both of these inks, I think, or that first ink that I showed you is no longer available. This one, this blue one, is a Shimmers paint. I will put the name of it in the description. And let's see. So I have a lot of the embellishments that I'm hoping to use off to the side there. So I'm going to add this strip. Now I decide to use this. You'll see where it ends is right where the teeny tiny image of my husband and puppy are. And so that helps lead your eye to that. I am going to use these frames as bases. They pretty much get completely covered, but it kind of gives me a little frame of reference to work around. I'm going to go ahead and get my title on here because I don't want my cluster to grow so big that I end up not having space for it. I am using some foam tape to lift up that from this day. And then I'm putting this nature on this tag that is part of the laser elements. And I'm going to lift that up as well. And when I'm doing these layouts, particularly for the limited edition kit, I do use a lot of foam. And one of the main reasons for that is because I know I'm going to be using these 3D flowers, and so there's already a bunch of height. And so um, if you are removing like the hard centers from the flowers to get them lower, if you want a lower profile, then by all means don't use the foam. But that's kind of my thought process. So I have my plum flower there and some of the other elements I'm planning on using. And this cluster does fight me for a bit. And so, as you can see, I'm moving some elements around. And I think that a lot of it is because I have a lot of round elements. And so that can be kind of challenging if you don't give yourself some different shapes to work with. And so now I'm getting a little bit closer. But then I have like that flower and that magnifying glass that are going to be upside down or coming from the bottom of the page. So I add that bit of trim there from the laser cut elements, and that helps a lot. That gives me some room to work with, a different shape. And so I'm going to go ahead and adhere that, and that gives me more room for my flower to go in the correct direction. And then I end up moving the magnifying glass. So I have my branch there that you'll be able to just see bits and pieces of it popping out. I'm going to go ahead and adhere my flower there with uh, Tim Holtz collage medium. And I decide to add that compass, and so another round element, but I make it work. And so the flowers that are on here off camera, I did color them in a little bit with antique linen because they felt just a little too white. And so there's that flower that I sprayed. Now, I remember the spritz I used for those flowers was Chance of Rain. And so, if you have that in your stash or you're looking for a similar color, that is what that is from Shimmer's Paints. And so I get most of that the way I want it. I decide to add this key so that there's a different shape in here. And then I have my other little purple paper flower is going to come out of that compass a little bit. And so that gives it another little different shape as well. And so I am pretty happy with that, ready to move on. I do add this butterfly, and then I believe it's at more towards the end, I add some stars down there, so that helps as well. So Ready to move on to my other cluster. So I'm going to use this feather. I really like that color. Seems to work pretty well. And then I am going to use my other two sprayed uh, flowers up there. This word phrase that says discover, I want to make sure I get that in there in a place that I like it. So I went ahead and glued that down. So I have to work around it. And here are those burgundy flowers and the other blue flower. And I am going to use um, that butterfly on the left is going to stay. The other one is going to go away. And I decided to use the magnifying glass up here because it can stick up in the right direction and doesn't feel as funky. So I break up the two burgundy flowers a bit with one of the branches from the kit, and that helps give it a little bit of dimension. And then I use some of the green leaves from the laser cut elements as well. Okay, what else do I have left? I think I'm going to dig in my kit, and then this is going to be when I'm going to add, once I get everything glued down, I'm going to glue this bad boy down and then come back in with that branch as well. I'm going to add a little ticket. I think I forgot I was going to use that branch, and now I'm like, how did I separate these flowers again? I didn't want it to feel like one big lump of the same color flower, and it takes me a little bit to remember what I was thinking. And so I do get that ticket down there. And there it's like, oh yeah, there's that piece I was going to use. And so got that in there as well. And so I really like these. I mean, it's such a small little detail, right? But that figure four and figure nine, I don't know, it just adds something a little bit scientific to the layout. And then I'm going to add those hearts and stars. Um, and then that will be my layout. So I really, really enjoyed using this kit this month. Check out all the details in the description so you can get your own. And here are some close ups. Hit like or subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Thank you, everyone. Bye.